Hello, everybody. Welcome to Musicality. My name is Vivi, and Musicality is basically a show where I rate and review albums. So, any albums that you want me to listen to that I haven't listened to before, basically, I'm just going to go ahead and listen to the entire album, give you the breakdown of them, the lyrics, the meaning, the depth of it, whichever you like. I'll review it for you. So, it'll be awesome. Today, we're going to talk a lot about 5 Seconds of Summer. 5 Seconds of Summer is probably like my favorite band of all time. I love them. I love the songs, love the albums, I love the lyrics, I love the artists in them. I think they're very awesome. Today's album we're going to do is their self-titled album, which was released in 2014, called 5 Seconds of Summer. Today, I'm going to be talking to you about my favorite song on the album, which you'll find out soon enough. And I'm going to go through basically the entire album, see all the other songs I didn't get to play today for you. But yeah, a little bit about myself. I'm Vivi. I'm 18. I love rock. That's my favorite genre of music. The reason why I love rock is mostly because of my dad. He taught me all there is to know about rock music and whatnot. Another bands I love are Queen. I love Styx. I love all those rock bands basically. So any rock song, yes, I love them. Anyway, rock songs. But yes, we're gonna be reviewing 5 Seconds Summer's self-titled album today. Hope you enjoy. For now, I'm gonna play some songs for you. So yeah, enjoy. And that was Don't Stop Me Now by Queen. Oh my goodness. I love Queen. Like I said, Queen is like one of my favorite bands of like all time, favorite rock bands. I went to go see them actually in 2019 of July of 2019. It was amazing with Adam Lambert. They're touring with Adam Lambert. It was fantastic. I loved it. Brian May had like his whole like guitar solo with his red guitar. Planets came down because he's a doctor. Do you know that Brian May is a doctor? He does like astrology and all. I think it's astrology. He does astrology and all that stuff. He's very very smart man. Anyway, I do love Queen. I love like I said, I love all rock. Anyway, back into 5 Seconds of Summer. Today, again, we're talking about 5 Seconds of Summer's self-titled album, 5 Seconds of Summer. My favorite song from 5 Seconds of Summer is End Up Here, which is basically their first album is very. So they changed genres of music. They used to be very pop punk into like more grunge punk into pop now, and now they're going into indie pop kind of thing. I don't know what they're really doing right now, but I like to classify them as Queen. They remind me a lot of Queen, where Queen never really wanted to be defined by one genre. The general public would always tell Queen, like, you're a rock band at heart, you'll always be a rock band. Why are you trying to change up with different artists and different sounds? The general public didn't like what they would do, basically saying that they can't do disco. Like when Under Pressure came out with David Bowie, they're saying, what style is this? This is disco. This is weird. Like songs like Cool Cat, a lot of people were upset at them because they're saying that you're a rock band. Why are you changing for other people? And that wasn't the case. Freddie Mercury would say, like, no, like, we don't want to be defined into one genre. We're just Queen. That's just what we are. And I love that about any artist, really, where they can say, you know what, we're not defined by one genre, but we are just who we are. We play what we want to play. And I love when artists say that. Not to say that artists who want to be defined by one genre only it's bad or anything. It's not bad. A lot of artists will stick to pop and that works for them. A lot of artists will stick to hip hop and that works for them. A lot of artists will just change genres completely and stay with that one. Like, for example, Taylor Swift, she was country at first and completely changed to pop, which is fine. Good for her. It works. Whatever works for you, works for you. Whatever you feel is fine, feels fine. So I love it when artists say that, you know what, whatever we feel musically wise we should be going into, let's go ahead and do that. And that's what I think 5 Seconds Summer really does with their music, where they don't want to be defined by one type of music genre. They just want to make music that feels right to them and go along with it. So the first album was pop punk. It was made in 2014. They were formed back in 2011, and they were like 14, 15 years old, which is very young. I think most people know 5 Seconds Summer from their first single, first popular single, She Looks So Perfect, which is, you look so perfect, back in good old 2014. To me, that was the song of the summer. That was the song of the summer, okay? Argue all you want, argue with the wall. That was the song of the summer. That was great. A lot of people refer to them, as the underwear band, and I feel like people don't really give them the time of day anymore. Let's go back a little bit. So back in 2011, they formed. Again, they're 14, 15 years old. It started out with just Luke Hemmings, the lead singer and guitarist of the band. So there's 4 members of this band. There's Luke Hemmings, which is your lead vocalist, your frontman, and rhythm guitarist. Then you have your lead guitarist, Michael Clifford. Then your drummer, Ashton Irwin, and your bassist, Callum Hood. So 4 members of the band, not 5. A lot of people will be like, 5 Seconds of Summer, where's the 5th member? And it's like, okay. People have made that joke at least 30 times already. But it's okay, right? It's fine. It's great. It's cool. So basically, it was just Luke on his own, doing his own like YouTube channel kind of thing. Posting covers on there, posting anything he wanted to on there, until he met up with his friend Michael, who is the lead guitarist. Was like, hey buddy, bestie, hey best friend, pal, lover, can we please do like a collab together? And Luke was like, sure, why not? Okay. And then Callum was like, hey, can I get on this? And he was like, sure, why not? So they're all like, okay, we're getting somewhere with this, why not? So they all started posting covers on Luke's channel, which is called Hemo 1995, 1994, something with Hemo, meaning like his last name. His last name is Hemming, so Hemo, they'd call him that. Anyway. So started posting all these covers on YouTube, anything that they could find. They're really inspired by a lot of like pop punk artists. Like they love Green Day, they love Blink, they love All Time Low. They used to like cover all their songs, and like they would wear like the classic like pop punk like T-shirts all the time. Basically, like yeah, they're your regular average like teenagers who love to throw pop punk kind of thing. So then they're like, we kind of need to go somewhere with this. We want to start doing gigs. We want to start getting out there. So they started doing like talent shows at their school. They started doing gigs at places, but they were like, you know what? If we want to make an actual band, let's get someone who's a drummer, because so far they already had their guitars, had their bass. They needed some other guy. So one day on Facebook, Michael went looking for a drummer, and he saw Ashton, who is our drummer of Five Sauce. That's what they're called, Five Sauce too. And saying, hey buddy, we have this really cool band. It's called 5 Seconds of Summer. You're gonna love it. We're gonna do a cool gig. It's gonna have over like 100, 200 people. It's gonna be great. People are gonna love us. Oh my god. And then Ashton was like, this sounds great. Yeah, like let's totally freaking go along with this. Yeah, let's try it out. So Ashton went to one of their gigs and test out the waters, see what this band was like. And then the next day he was like, yeah, you know what? I will join for your 100 people gig. So why not? So when the gig comes around, only 11 people showed up to their gig, which was pretty, devastating. And it was mostly like their family, mostly their parents, mostly their siblings, which is not like what you want to hear. But there is actual like video of this. So if you want to go ahead and like look it up, it's like 5 Seconds Summer, first gig ever. They're literally tiny. They're fetuses. They're 14, 13, not 13, but 14, 15, very young. But you can see like they're not amazing, but they're good. But they're great. They're good for like 14, 15 years old. Anyway, but they did write their own like original music around that time, which is very impressive. Anyway, so they were a little disheartened about that. Like, wow, we got 11 people at our gig, but that didn't really stop them. So back in 2012, they started posting more covers on YouTube, posting Teenage Dirtbag, posting anything to Jessie Ray, all those like pop punk songs, right, or punk songs. And it wasn't until 2013 where Louis from One Direction saw them on Twitter. It was their Teenage Dirtbag cover, and was like, hey, these guys are actually really good. We should get them for our tour, to open up our tour, which is pretty crazy if you think about it, because not everyone really gets that opportunity to tour with One Direction. So One Direction was probably one of the biggest boy bands in the world at that point. Probably one of the biggest boy bands in the world at that point, or ever, really. They're pretty good. They're really good. They're very good. They have great songs. My favorite song being Night Changes. I love that song. Anyway. So they were really big. They had this really big tour coming on called the Take Me Home tour, which is like they sold out arenas. They sold out the O2 Arena. They had 8 shows at the O2 Arena, which is wow. Which I don't know if you've seen the O2 Arena. That is like a football field and more. Wembley, which is pretty crazy. One Direction was very big. So for one of the band members to notice a band like 5 Seconds Summer is pretty insane at that point in time, because how does the biggest band in the world notice one of the tiniest, And previously, beforehand, Five Sauce were touring with Red Chili Ray, if that's their name. It's the band that made Tonight, Tonight, and nobody wanna move top of the world tonight. Okay, that's a good song. Anyway, but they made that song. It's that band. Sorry, I forgot that wrong. But they toured with them for a little bit in like 2012, which is, again, pretty crazy how Five Sauce got noticed by them too, because they had like a hit song on the radio. So I don't know what type of magic they were doing with this, but they're doing something. Anyway, Louis got to talking to them and said, hey, besties, do you want to come on tour with us and do some songs? And so they were like, wow, okay, open up for One Direction. That's pretty insane. Let's think about this. So they thought about it, and they're like, yeah, you know what? This sounds pretty crazy. There's a pretty cool opportunity for us all. Let's go ahead and do it. So at this point in time, they're already going to do the Take Me Home tour, and they're gaining a lot of fans at this point and a lot of traction. So what was I going to say? Sorry. So at this point in time, it's 2013, and they're gonna go, and right now they're actually working on their first album, around this time. They're working on their first album, which took them a good year or two, which is pretty crazy because they had around, how many songs? They had 15 songs on their first album, which is a lot, not a lot, still a lot for their first album. And their first album was an absolute hit. We will get more into that though. Again, my favorite song from self-titled from 5 Second Summer is End Up Here, an amazing song. They have a lot of amazing songs on that album, more that I would love to get into that I unfortunately cannot talk about today, but I will hopefully get to play to you End Up Here, and I hope you enjoy. For now, we're going to go to a commercial break, so yeah, have fun and enjoy. And we're back. Woo! Clap, 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 clap. Woo! How was End Up Here? It was good, right? Was really good. I love End Up Here. See, yay, cool. So, when people talk about 5 Second Summer, they, like I said, they always talk about She Looks So Perfect or just the songs that they know. Also, Youngblood, which came out in 2018. So people know them for She Looks So Perfect and Youngblood, which is, cool. But they should really get to know their other songs too, because whenever I talk about them, they're like, well, I didn't know they had this good song, or I don't know if they had this good song, and the song's actually pretty good, because people don't really take them seriously, which is not fun. See, yeah, End Up Here was really good. It reminds me of I don't know, like you're going out to like a concert and the vibes are great, or like you're going, or like this, you're like in your car and you have the windows down and you have all your friends in the car with you and you're playing the music loud and you're playing in the car. It's really fun. By experience, yes, I've done that before. Anywho, so 5 Second Summer, let's get back into it. 2013, they start touring with One Direction. And a lot of fans are freaking out because they're like, wow, where did you find this like tiny band that like no one really knows about? Which again is a pretty insane experience for them. Which at this point, Five Sauce were marketing themselves as like pop punk. And pop punk, or any punk bands, I guess would tell you that you can't really start the way Five Sauce did. The way they started was kind of like a miracle, kind of like a dream, kind of like too good to be true, where they didn't do the whole, we slept on the floor for 5 years and then we finally got a gig to someone to notice us, or we did this and then we went through all this and then we finally, you will see a lot of people, I guess, tag on them for just not doing what others went through, which is not entirely their fault. I mean, if they had a crazy start, like they had a pretty crazy experience with that. Not everyone gets that opportunity of a lifetime where One Direction is asking them to open up their tour from them, which is again insane. So 2013, they go on a tour with One Direction. Fans are receiving it well. They really love the chemistry that Five Sauce and One Direction have. They're making videos, and making funny videos, and making vines. They're making whatever they can with one another. Yeah, like they're becoming like really great friends. They're posting on Instagram, and Five Sauce are gaining traction fast. Like everyone's on them. Everyone's like, oh my gosh, what's this new band? They're skyrocketing basically. So at this point in time, they're making their new album. Their new album which took them about like 1 or 2 years to do. Which like albums in general take a long time for someone to do. I know that there'll be like a lot of artists who'll tell you, oh, this song took this amount of time and this song took, and I to be honest with you, no song or no album needs to take a certain amount of time for it to be a great album. A lot of people will say, oh, well, this song took 2 years to write, and that's why it's the most perfect song in the world. No, I think that music, whatever comes out of you, comes out of you. and that whatever you feel, you feel. And if you can put that into words beautifully, if you can make that into like a beautiful song, then that's, I mean, I think you won right there. So the first album, self-titled, came out in 2014. They released their single, the first single off that album, She Looks So Perfect, which I think everyone knows is like a hit. Everyone loves She Looks So Perfect. Everyone talks about it. It's still, again, like I said, the song Summer. My granddad knows it. My brother knows it. My granddad knows the song. She Looks So Perfect. I mean, I feel like everyone and their mom knows that song. It was a song of the summer. Then they released more songs after that, called Don't Stop, Amnesia, Good Girls, all these other songs, right? I'm sure you've heard of. Amnesia was one that a lot of people knew.
Yeah, for their album is like the best one.
Yeah. Amnesia is like that really slow. Drove by all the places you to hang out, getting wasted. Oh my gosh, what a banger of a song! Which, by the way, very cool fun fact about Amnesia is that it was written by the Madden Brothers. And if you don't know the Madden Brothers, they are the members of Good Charlotte.
No way.
Yes, they're the members of Good Charlotte. And Good Charlotte was also like a band that Five Sauce would cover on their like YouTube days or YouTube covering days. And so when they got asked the opportunity to, well, not asked the opportunity, well, they were given the song by the Madden Brothers. Basically, they wrote the song and they said, well, we don't really like how this fits for us, but we see this new up-and-coming band. Let's see how it works for them. So they gave the song to them, and that was the only song in the album that they didn't write. All the other songs on Self-Titled, it was written by Five Sauce, whether they were 15 years old at the time or they were 18 years old at that time. They wrote all the songs except for for Amnesia.
Amnesia, oh.
Yes, which is, again, a very good song. So End Up Here, I hope y'all liked it. Very good. Like I said, a lot of people take 5 Second Summer for granted. They don't really, I guess, take them too seriously, which you really should. They're very great. I know that song is my brother's favorite song, End Up Here. Hi, Justin, if you're listening to this, how are you? That is his favorite song. He always bops that song to the car. He puts it on blast for everyone to listen. Back to touring life for 5 Second Summer, though. So at this point, they were about 15, 16, 17, around this age. So very young. One Direction themselves around this time were already like in their early 20s, I think, or still like 19, 20 years old, which
they were. What Makes You Beautiful or was Rock Me?
Yeah, what Makes You Beautiful came out in 2012. So a year after they had released that single, which is wow, which both bands had pretty like insane singles. Like What Makes You Beautiful and She Looks So Perfect are probably like the most two known like singles of that era, I guess you could say.
Yeah, I mean for the Amnesia, I think for Direction it can be Rock Me too.
Yeah, Rock Me. Yeah, I want you to. One Direction had singles. They had bops. They had single after single. They had single. I'm going a little off topic Five Sauce. But one of my favorite like One Direction songs is called I think it's called Give Me This, Give Me That, Blow a Kiss, Take It Back If I Looked Inside Your Brain. I forgot what it's called, but it's so good. Check it out. Maybe I'll react to their first album first, or maybe not, because they have like 30 songs on their first album.
Yeah.
So
I mean the one that I love it was Kiss You.
Kiss us and let me kiss you. That's a good one. Oh my god. As you can tell, I did have a One Direction phase. I feel like as all people did, though. Everyone had a One Direction phase. Yeah. But let's kind of talk about that, where people don't take, I guess you could say, boy bands seriously. People like to consider Five Sauce a boy band, which they aren't. They're a band, meaning you have, again, like your lead vocalist, your guitarist, your bassist, and your drummer. That's a band. You wouldn't go to All Time Low just because they're all boys and say that's a boy band. No, you see All Time Low and you see that's a band because want to know why? You have your lead vocalist, you have your guitarist, your bassist, you have your band. People who play the instruments. People like One Direction are a boy band. They don't play any of their instruments, but they all sing, which is not bad. It's not bad to be classified as a boy band. I feel like everyone takes it to. I feel like everyone thinks that it's like a. Yeah, like they don't take boy bands very seriously. Which boy bands brought like a lot of our like ba 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 ba. Like NSYNC, Backstreet Boys. Those were like the founding fathers. The founding fathers of boy bands. Well, actually, the founding father would be Boyz II Men. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Boyz II Men. Very soulful, beautiful group. Oh my gosh, Boyz II Men, amazing group right there. But or even like the Temptations. Like, I guess you could even call them a boy band. I don't know if I would consider it a boy band. I don't know. I don't think so. But anyway,
to the audience.
yeah, take to the audience. What do you think? Are the Temptations a boy band? Because they all sing. So I mean, I guess they could be classified as a boy band. I don't know.
I mean, depends on them.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, a lot of people like to think of bands like this, like, oh, they usually have more of like a female audience, which is like mostly girls who listen to One Direction, or mostly girls that listen to Five Sauce. So meaning that, oh, if guys like them, then oh, that's bad, or oh, that's I'm not gonna like a girly band like that, or oh, I'm not gonna like this girly song, which it's not. I feel like if you really gave their songs a chance, if you really wanted to or cared to listen to them, I feel like you'd have a, I don't know, I think you'd really like a lot of the songs. So I mean, and whatnot. So again, at this point, they just released their first album, which consists of the songs "She Looks So Perfect," "Don't Stop," "Good Girls," Kiss Me," 18, "Everything I Didn't Say," "Beside You," "End Up Here," "Long Way Home," "Heartbreak Girl," "Mrs. All American," "Amnesia," "Social Casualty," "Never Be," and "Voodoo Doll," which all these songs on their first album are very hype, very pop punk. And fans would tell you at that time, they would go to war to say that this is pop punk. They will go to war because again, a lot of like people who listen to pop punk or punk in general, they would tell you that this is nothing. This is just pop. This is just wannabes. This is posers. These are people who are fake. These are, go on and on and on about how Five Sauce isn't really like a pop punk, or they're not making any pop punk music. And fans of Five Sauce would go to war to defend 5 Seconds of Summer, because a lot of these songs, I will say, are very pop punky, more on the pop side. But still had the element of like a lot of guitars, a lot of I feel like a lot of people saw them as throwaway songs where the lyrics didn't matter and that they don't make any sense, or that they don't mean anything, which is completely untrue. I don't take that for a second. I think that's very I guess just read more into lyrics, read more into the songs before you start to, I guess, say anything bad about the songs. And I think in their second album, Sounds Good Feels Good, you can tell they're very angsty at this point. They were very into their, like 18 years old, 18, 19 years old, 20 years old at this point. A lot more angstier, a lot more mad at the world kind of thing, and a lot more grunge, a lot more punk for their second album, which we will get into hopefully later one of these times, because I would love to talk about Sounds Good Feels Good. Anyway, so now we're going to move on to more songs. When we get back, I'll talk more about, I guess, just the whole album as a general, my top 5 songs from this album, because I didn't get to play to you all the songs, unfortunately, but I hope you can go home or wherever you are, on your phone maybe, and listen to the first album, because it's very hype, it's very awesome, it's very great. I think you'd love it, put you in a good mood. So anyway, I'm talking too much. Here is Jessie's Girl by Rick Springfield. Welcome back. So how is that song? I the Tiger. I feel like everyone knows that song. I feel like it's probably like one of the most generic songs that they play at football games. Like those like rock songs that they play at like every single football game ever. For example, Come On, Feel the Noise, which is, again, very good rock song. That is my hype song. Do you guys have like hype rock songs that you listen to, or like hype songs in general that like, yeah, once I listen to this is gonna hype me up. This is gonna make me feel better about my day. I used to be on a dance team, on a drill team. So every time before I would perform for football games, I would always like do my hype song. My hype song was Come On, Feel the Noise, Girls, Rockin' Boys. Oh my God. So good. There's something about that song gives me like serotonin. I don't know if I use that word right. I always hear it on Twitter. I feel like an old grandma. Anyway, that song and another Five Sauce song called English Love Affair. It goes like, English Love Affair today. Anyway, you should listen to that one too. That's very good. Maybe we'll review that one too if you guys like that. If you guys think it's cool. Anyway, I'm here every single Tuesday from 4 to 5. You should listen to me if this is great. I think you'd love it. Again, like if you guys want me to review any of your albums that maybe I haven't listened to, maybe I have listened to, I would gladly do it. I love reviewing albums. I love talking about albums. I love going into the lyrics and the depth of it and the artists and whatnot. I just think it's very nice. So back to 5 Seconds of Summer. We're going to start with their singles. So like I previously mentioned before, they had, how many singles? They had 4 singles. They had She Looks So Perfect, Don't Stop, Amnesia, and Good Girls. So let's talk about what these singles did for them as a band. So She Looks So Perfect is the one that everyone knows, like I said earlier. It's the one that basically jump-started their career, I guess you could say in a sense. It was their founding father of a song. They use that song every day in their set list for every tour. They've had about, I think, like 4, 5, 6 tours at this point already. Whether it was a collab tour, whether it was a tour of their own, whether it was two tours in a year. They've been nonstop touring since practically 2012. 2012. Not even 2013, 2012. So they always use She Looks Perfect for every single, whether intro or outro that they're doing. I think Ashton even said, he is the drummer, he said, it's like going to a show for your favorite band, and that favorite band has one specific song that became very popular, that everyone knows, and that is very hype and amazing, and everyone loves it. And imagine you go to that show, and that artist doesn't play the song because it's overplayed or fans are tired of it. You know, like you'd be like devastated. You'd like this is like a very iconic song that they have and that they didn't even play at their show. Like why would you do it to the audience? Why would you do it to yourself? You know. And so that's what they feel like for She Looks So Perfect, where, yes, they've played it multiple times, but it's still a very good song to them. They still don't mind playing it. I think even previously they just had their first performance in over almost 2 years, which is pretty insane, at the Global Citizen, which is a very awesome, it was an organization, I think, type of thing, where a lot of artists came over, like Doja Cat, Shawn Mendes, Camila Cabello, all of them. And they got to perform in over 2 years. Only had 4 songs. Their set list consisted of She Looks So Perfect, Teeth, Ghost of You, and Youngblood, which was another one of the songs that everyone knows. Youngblood, very good song. Oh my gosh, I cannot wait to get into the Five Sauce Youngblood album. Okay, I love that song. Five Sauce have 4 albums so far, and they're coming out with their 5th album. So albums in order is Five Sauce, which is self-titled, Sounds Good, Feels Good, Young Blood, and Calm. Calm being my favorite Five Sauce album ever. I love that album. I cannot wait to get into that album because it is an absolute banger. Play it in the car, play it everywhere, play it to all my friends. Oh my God, I could write a whole essay on why I love that album so much. Essays. Anyway. So, next single is Don't Stop. They don't like Don't Stop. Don't Stop for them is not a great single. They think it's a little cheesy. They don't really they just say it is what it is. You know that one song that you're like, it is what it is. It's not really the best song in the world, but it's not really the horrible. It's just is what it is. And I think they're being a little too mean to that song. I freaking love it. I think it's great. I think it's awesome. I think they're being a little too harsh to it. Next single would be Amnesia. We talked about it earlier, how Good Charlotte or the Madden Brothers wrote that song, but they didn't seem it fit for them. They thought it was a little too, I don't know. I don't know if they thought it was a little too much or a little too heavy, or they thought about giving it to another band. And again, the band at that time that was like, I guess popping. I don't know how to. I feel like a grandma when I say that word, popping. Popping was Five Sauce. So you know what? This is a perfect opportunity to give the song to them. Another little fun fact, which is very, like no one really cares, but I'm going to tell you anyway. So Callum, the bassist, his sister, actually went onto The Voice, because Five Sauce are Australian. So his sister went onto The Voice, Australian The Voice, yeah, that's the one. And he has a talented family. The sister can sing, the brother can sing, they all can sing. Very talented family. And she goes onto the show, and you know how The Voice has about 4 judges? Well, one of the judges was the Madden Brothers, and they actually got to see her perform, and I think they're the only ones that turned their chair for her and said yes to her. And I think Callum even got to meet them before he even became famous with Five Sauce. So this was 2012, 2013, 2012. When no one really knew who Five Sauce was or knew any of them. So it was pretty cool to know that he got to meet them beforehand, and then later on, a couple years later, they would sell their song to Five Sauce for Amnesia. So I don't know. I think that's a pretty cool little fun fact. The 4th single is called Good Girls, which I think a lot of people know. I didn't really know at that time the only songs that I knew from Five Sauce in 2014 were She Looks So Perfect and Amnesia. Those were the only two I knew. A lot of people would always talk about them and rave about them, and I was like, I don't really care for them. I was more of a Pentatonics kind of girl myself. Pentatonics. I don't know if you know who Pentatonics is. They are an a cappella group that I used to love for multiple of years. I went to most of the concerts, and it was filled with people who were over the age of 50. So no one are really teenagers at Pentatonics concerts. But it's whatever. It's okay. It's fine. But I should have been getting into Five Sauce or One Direction or any of those. I think around that time there were the Vamps. One Direction, Five Sauce. What else was there? There was like one more big band, The Who. I think The Who was one of them. They made all like those summer hits that were all in 2014, 2015, 2013, that everyone loves and enjoys and is all in their playlist, by the way, like mine. But yes, good girls. Getting back to the single. That is another song that they don't really like. A lot of the lyrics in this album are very, I guess, let's just say you can tell that they wrote it when they were like 15, 16 years old. For example, one of the songs, 18, which I think is the funniest Five Sauce song to me in the history of Five Sauce songs. Because some of the lyrics are like, you have a naughty tattoo, and I want to get there. I can't wait till I'm 18 so I can drive to places. My mom still has to drive me to school, but I still want to like meet up with you. Which so that's such a like okay, Five Sauce, okay, 15-year-old Five Sauce, okay, like yeah, right. You are not kidding with the girl over the age of like 12, okay. But even then, like it's just a really weird, creepy song. Like no older woman should be getting with them that age. By the way, that's very weird. Anyway, we're gonna talk about the five top songs that I love on this album. So I couldn't unfortunately play the rest of the songs too, but I did play for you End Up Here. So I'm perfectly okay with that. I'm perfectly okay with just playing End Up Here for you to get like a taste of what I guess the whole vibe of the album is, which it really is. I guess you could say. The End Up Here is like the good vibe to start off like the fast-paced move of this album. So top 5, End Up Here. We've already talked about it. Love it. Second one, Amnesia. I already talked about it. Love it. Sad song. It reminds me a lot of Driver's License by Olivia Rodrigo. You get me? Like you know how hers is like, oh, you didn't care for my love. And you never cared at all kind of thing, which we should get into that album too. That's a very good album too. It makes me sad. Which Amnesia is kind of like, where it's like, if we were so real, how could you possibly be fine after our breakup? Like that's so, oh my God. Good lyrics. Number 3, Social Casualty. Not one that people seem to like, but I love it. I think it's great. I think it's cool. I don't know, something about it. The guitars in it is very good. Aligns me a part of the minority. So good. Oh my gosh, go listen to it. 4, She Looks So Perfect. I think we all know it. I think we all love it. And 5 is called Beside You. I think Mr. Luke Hemmings himself wrote that when he was like 2014. And if you listen to the lyrics, it's kind of like, who hurt you? But you should give all these songs a listen, especially the ones that are in my top 5. I like to think I have a good judgment of what songs are, hopefully. But yes. So unfortunately, we have almost a little time left. I think I'm going to play one more song for you to leave on like a good note, right? This song I used to listen to growing up a lot. It's one of my favorites. It's a pretty long song, but I think you'll love it. I think you'll listen to me, hear it out with me. And fun fact, it was number 2 in my dad's favorites rock songs of all time. Number 1 being Stairway to Heaven, which, yes, okay, I get it. Good song. Mine would be Bohemian Rhapsody, but okay. We can't agree to disagree, but whatever, it's okay. Anyway, here is Hotel California by the Eagles. Ooh, long song outro, right? Oh my gosh, but I love the guitars in that song. Oh my gosh, especially the solo at the end. Oh my gosh, I could go on about it. Anyway, so this is our first show of Musicality. Yay! Oh my gosh. Wow. Thank you guys so much for sticking it with me. I'm going to be here every Tuesdays from 4 to 5. Again, any albums that you want me to review and listen to, I will gladly go into depth about the songs, about the lyrics, about just the artists in general. I would love to get to hear your thoughts and feelings on this. Please tell me so I can keep doing this every Tuesday from 4 to 5. But yes, our first show went great. That was 5 Second Summer. Hopefully next time we can do more 5 Second Summer. But I wanted to thank all of you for listening. And yeah, have a great day. This is Vaquero Radio, the college student station. Thank you.